Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Good evening.
Let's get it started in here.
Welcome home. You're listening to the best non-professional advice show on the planet, on your home for overnight low-back session. This is the Stock, Jock, and Roll Show on daytradingradio.com. Trading stocks, futures, options on futures, and retail off-exchange foreign currency transactions involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time.
Good evening, everyone. This is the Stock, Jock, and Roll Show. Look, I got started off with background. Good start, Charlie. It's 9:03 p.m. Eastern Time, and we've got 3 hours ahead of us. Markets are getting a little jumpy tonight, including the Euro and the Aussie dollar, having some nice breakouts here. Even YM's up 26 points, and the ES is, where are you at, ES? It's up 2.75 handles. And I will bring my partner on, Jeff. Meanwhile, good evening to Vester and Hoover, and I like Eddie 7. Let's get this party started. Sonny, good evening. Buddy. Blurt. Good evening, everybody. This is the Stock, Jock, and Roll Olympic show. We will kind of chat for the first 30 minutes to an hour. Then we were going to look at some the market and some stocks in the second hour. And in the third hour, continue with some backtesting on NinjaTrader. Still waiting for Jeff to give me a heads up to bring him on. He was rebooting his set just before we went on the air. So while I am waiting on him for that, let's go take a look and see what Asia is doing right now. All right, the Nikkei is up 1.77%. Hang Seng up 0.78. Shanghai Composite is basically flat at 0.13. Again, my Nikkei Japan says market closed. I don't think that's the case. Did I bookmark that site that I was given last week? Oh, where is that at? Eddie, there will be no steroids testing. We'd have no chance at the Olympics if we had to take steroids test. I definitely would have failed steroids test last year. I had some back surgery, and before I went to back surgery, I did the steroids and the back shots. Had to take some shots over a period of a year, and I really did not like those steroids at all. All right, so I'm going to send Jeff the invite and see if we can bring him on. Having trouble contacting Jeff because I'm on one side in Sochi and he's over on the other side of Sochi. He's covering the other part of the Olympics. He said he's almost there. Hey, Orlando, good evening. We're up against the Olympics and the dog show. I love that dog show. I might turn that on myself right now. I'm going to turn on the TV in the Olympics and see what's going on. Somebody was yelling out on Twitter moguls a while ago. Looks like some speed skating going on right now. But I like that dog show too. Oh, it's on CNBC? Wow. That's all CNBC can throw to us in the evening is dog shows. I don't watch CNBC anymore whatsoever. I did watch a couple of the Shark Tanks on there, but I had seen both those Shark Tanks before, so I didn't even need to watch that. Another good day in the market, you could say, kind of a little bit of a continuation of last Thursday and Friday, especially on the little trend reversal. I think Jeff may be ready. Let's see here. He is still rebooting. So I will go to my SPY here, and we had on the charts the last couple weeks a band of support that we were looking for. And let me break out this price chart here a little bit so it'll fit in the screen. Always some technical issues. Gotta fit everything inside this little screen. All right, I think that's in there. So we had this line drawn the last couple weeks, and we came right down to it, touched it. This was kind of this little band right here was an area that we were looking for. It was also a gap fill that we had in here that we didn't end up filling, but we did touch the top of that band. But importantly, what we're looking for is some sort of reversal to give us some clarity. And I had pointed this out in the past. Every time we've seen this little reversal, I got it right. Let's see here. I want something. I want another drawing tool. Little reversal right there. Reversal right there. Reversal right there. And if you go back to November of 12, those same reversals all the way back here to November 12 have happened along the way. It was a little less clear this time on it, but we got that reversal on Wednesday essentially, and on Thursday is when we broke the reversal. So if you break down to you should always have a daily chart up and then some kind of a smaller time frame. And if you go down to a 15-minute, I'm going to break down to a 15-minute, and here is where that reversal came in. There we go. Let me break it out right there. There it is. So the reversal is when on Wednesday, we essentially gapped down, we pushed down, we made a lower low, and during the day, we fought right back, got back and closed the gap and just kind of hovered around there. And then on Thursday morning when we opened up, this essentially was the reversal right here. And we pretty much stayed long that entire time. This was the area to start pecking at some longs. Right in this area. And so far we've had a nice few days and the trend has continued. Let's see here. The other thing that is very positive about this, I know we've got some news over the next few days that, you know, may cause some struggles, and we're basically sitting right at the 20-day moving average as well. But let me go to my XPX daily. So let's see on this chart here, we did get a parabolic SAR change today, which is a notice of a potential trend reversal. And we also have the MACD getting ready to potentially cross. The volume not quite as strong today, which is kind of a little bit on the downside. But let me take off this parabolic SAR. But the good thing is we got a cross today of the 5 over the 9, which is positive, and we closed above the 5 and we closed above the 9 and the 21 EMA and above the 26 EMA. So, you know, as long as we can hold above the 1775, we're in pretty good shape. We're going to push up against this 1800, and this is sort of like the Girl Scout. I saw this on Twitter today, something like the Girl Scout knocking on the door, and you see Girl Scout cookies, and she says buy, and you go, I'm not ready to buy, and it's a Girl Scout cookie, so sometimes you buy. That's what a lot of people may be doing right into here. So let's see if Jeff is ready. I'm going to send him the invite. Oh, almost invited my entire circle of friends. Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing? You must have been on the other side of the mountain in Sochi and I was having trouble getting a hold of you.
I think so. Communication issues. Where's my... Alright, let me... Here we go.
I've got the Olympics on now. Everyone's telling us we have some competing stuff tonight. We got the Olympic show that's on, Apparently, the dog show is on CNBC, and The Bachelor's on. So we've got a competing product tonight. Good thing it's not Monday Night Football, because we'd for sure lose.
Oh yeah, we'd be done.
It means we're good for about the next 6 months.
I had to put my hood up after putting those effects on.
All right.
Getting a little chilly in here.
Can you see the slopes from your side of the mountain?
I can. That's why I was late. Actually, I was out doing a little skiing.
Yes, the downhill. You had your GoPro and you were getting us a little video, I'm sure.
Yes. I camera a little bit. I was out practicing the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail.
Did you see that video
No, I don't think I did.
of the snowboarder guy? I caught that the other morning on the news, and then they gave you the whole, we're not going to give it away because some people may have recorded that. I don't know, and I don't want to speculate. I didn't go back and look to see if I don't even know who the guy was. He was an American guy, but he did a jump, and like he had practiced this, right? And it was one of those deals where he decided like 2 minutes before he actually had to do his run that he was going to actually attempt this in competition. And he went up the ramp, and I don't know how many times he spun. I can't remember the number of rotations, but it was pretty amazing. And I don't so let's see what we get if we Google Holy Grail. And I can't put this up, so you might have to Google it too, Charlie. But I think I just turned on. Turn that on there.
Was that the American that won, Jeff? The gold medal on the slopestyle?
Yeah, I don't know if it was the guy. Like, I saw that guy this morning, too. I don't know if it was the guy that was, like, the first American to win a medal on Russian soil.
I think, yeah, I did see that. That was on, I think it was Saturday night. It was the slopestyle. And that is where they had, like, 3 jumps. That they were coming down, and they were on snowboards, and they do, like, 3 jumps, and they did 3 tricks off the jumps.
Right.
And the guy threw together something he said he never did before on the very last one. And
it was Sage Katzenberg.
Yeah, that's it. That was the guy. Yeah, I watched that. That was some amazing stuff, slopestyle.
Yeah.
I had tweeted on Friday night when I went to the gym. I said, I'm going to the gym working on my Olympic slopestyle. I'll be ready in 4 more years.
So here's one of the headlines. Sage Katzenberg won a slopestyle. You were right, slopestyle with a 620 Japan Air Mute Grab.
We may have to find that. You may have to find that. But we do have a little bit of an Olympic contest between you and I.
Yeah, we do.
And I'll play the little Olympic show here. I'm going to pull it onto the screen. This is the little Olympics that was put together here. There was our Olympic preview. Meddling in the markets is what we plan on doing. And hopefully everybody in the chat room over these Olympics will be meddling in the markets. I have a question, though. On that little video you put together, you had me with the snowmobile, which makes sense for the Winter Olympics, but where was your outdoor picture?
I do commentary.
you're in St. Louis. You've had plenty of snow pictures that you could have taken. Now I'm stuck watching this downhill.
I got that on too.
In the background. Those blue lines. Does that mean it's the Blue Hill? I can ski on the Blue Hill.
I don't know. Is that like
Barely.
Is that like golf, where they mark the men's tee versus the ladies' tee?
Well, no. What I was is speaking of skiing, you've got green slopes, you got blue slopes, and black slopes, the black diamonds type of thing. And I'm definitely a green person, but I've gotten on a blue before, kind of accidentally, but I handled it okay. So I just assumed that skier is just on a blue slope because there's blue lines going all the way down. Right. I did a blog post yesterday on the downhill skier with his GoPro on the Olympic downhill ski run. I'll post this in the room here if anybody wants to see this. This is a Alexander Graham Bell. Well, not really Alexander Graham Bell, but Graham Bell, who was a former Olympic skier, now journalist. He went on he took down the ski course from the downhill, and this is the one that Bodie Miller had said the courses could possibly kill you, especially if you fall. He went down the course, and at the very bottom, he says it's definitely the toughest downhill course he has ever had to ski. He's like my age now. He's 47, so he's no longer an Olympian.
Right.
But he still, is able to at least run the route. So I'll post this in the room if somebody wants to see the video. I got some kind of alert going off. All right. If somebody wants to see the downhill video, it's pretty insane. I mean, he's flying. And in fact, one of the girls the other day was doing, I heard something like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, that I was about to say that too. They were saying that even on some of the courses they can get up to 120. That's absolutely bat-ass crazy to be on a pair of skis and be going that fast.
Oh yeah, it sure seems like it.
I'm looking for the Holy Grail video here.
Yeah, if you've got that, send me the link. It was a pretty good run for that guy. It was definitely his very last jump that he nailed it. I remember his score was even like 93 something. And I think the closest guy to him was like 89.
Yeah, he's got... Okay, here's one with video. Are you kidding me? The first one I find with video is from the Christian Science Monitor. You gotta be kidding me.
They're over there doing good work.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't understand why Johnny didn't give us a camera and some tickets over to Sochi. We could have done live for him.
Yeah, I would agree.
And sent the video back, and he would have had it available for his show.
Live. I'm with you. Yep, this is the guy. But when you do a move or a maneuver called the Holy Grail, why wouldn't you be in the Christian Science Monitor?
No kidding.
Alright, here it is. He's talking about it. Let me see where we get to. Alright, I'm not even going to mess with this. I'm going to go straight to the... Speaking of Holy Grail, I'm going to go to the Holy Grail of video online.
While you're looking for it, we did find apparently JCPenney
yes.
it has kept the mittens thing going ever since their tweet last week during the week before during the Super Bowl. Their drunken tweet as suspected, or hacked tweet, as they went to blame it on the USA mittens. Well, the women's ice team, which we have so-called chicks with sticks.
Yes.
Love it. Here's their JC. Well, this wasn't JCPenney. Apparently, these mittens are probably available anywhere, which is probably a good reason why JCPenney threw that out.
They might be available because I think one of us may have come across those mittens at another retail establishment.
Yeah, so here's the Go USA fan mittens.
Oh, that was different. All right, Niter.
I
need a
go.
cup.
Slightly. What are you doing? There we go.
Wiggling, wobbling. Yeah, you just take that.
Oh,
Or are you just planning on touching every block in the book?
These mittens are not very good for stacking cups.
They're perfect for supporting Team USA.
Go USA!
So that was the Go USA team mittens.
I did see that.
But Jeff, actually, I don't know if you've got that picture available, actually came across the mittens in some other location, not JCPenney, that looked very kind of much the same.
It's on my. I put it out there on my Twitter feed.
Ah, well, let me grab that then.
Where?
Ah, there they are. So I'll move this over here. So apparently Jeff found these mittens, and these Go USA mittens were not only at JCPenney's.
Yes, I found it very interesting that as I was shopping for boot supplies, cleaning and polishing, I stumbled through Target and found Go USA. So I was not sure if JCPenney had decided to maybe liquidate inventory through Target, or
Well, and I know your stance on JCPenney, which is JCPenney just needs to go to zero. And Target has been beat up over, hackathon.
oh yeah,
But if I'm going to pull up a JCP chart, no, a Target chart, a Target chart, because Target chart looked kind of interesting. So, nothing I have really ever traded before. It looks like I did chart this at some point. I think I was looking for a breakout back in November on Target. Oh yeah, I remember I was looking at retail going into the holidays for some potential longs, so that explains why I had this line in here. But Target has been beaten up quite a bit since their hacking, and we finally got at least a break of a downtrend with the market reversal last Wednesday, and so potentially here, maybe Target will we'll get a bounce and test back up towards 61. Nothing that I've traded, but I just when we were looking at this, I saw this break today and said, that looks pretty interesting. Close to MACD cross, RSI is turning up here, and So something to potentially take a look at. I definitely see that moving back up towards, the 60. Let me pull up just the what I normally look at here.
What time frame are you on?
I'm looking at the daily.
Okay.
So it looks like the 21 EMA is... Oops. It's up here around 58.21 or so. So it definitely looks like we could make a move back up to test the 21, which is right where the market is too. And I go and look at the SPY. Excuse me. It's cold over here in Sochi. I've been catching a cold. If I pull back the market here, I mean the market is right on testing the 20. So be interesting to see how we handle that. If we can even get over this 18, basically 180.37, and then we got the 50-day just above. So with all the news this week, I would be shocked if we just blow through 181. But if we do, boy, the bulls just pick right back up where they, left off. So we'll see. What was I going to talk about after?
That is going to be interesting, though, to see. I mean, because you got a little bit of a move up even after the crossover, and so I'll be curious to see where the 21 goes on that.
On which one were you looking at?
Well, it might be behind you. I was looking at the one that was up on my screen. Was the SPY?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was it. But JCPenney, I hadn't looked at that today. I got in one stock today, and it's a stock. It's a sector I really don't like playing in. It's a biotech sector, and really only biotech I typically like is Pfizer. But this one, I was jumping in to, hang on, someone sent me a text. I wanted to see what that was. Okay. This one is, let me pull it up in this chart. CRME. And it's kind of a higher risk, higher reward type of stock.
We do just throw this out there real quick, Charlie, while you're looking at that.
Yeah.
Mortarman threw up PPP.
All right, I'll go take a look at that.
So if we want to look at this one and then take a look at PPP after that.
Okay, so here is CRME. It's basically a $7 stock, and I got in today on a break of this trend line at 729. So
yeah, kind of I don't know what is that pattern. You got a little pin action going.
Yeah, it's a basically kind of a little pennant triangle here. This had a big move up back in November. Consolidating very nicely here over the last month. Very bullish looking. Broke higher, and I'm really expecting this, to new 52-week highs. So I had got in 1,000 shares, and I was waiting for 750 to scale off 250 shares so I could take some risk off of this thing, but it didn't quite get there today, and I really hate that with pharma because that thing may gap down on me. Who knows? But it still looks pretty good. Something to keep your eye on. If we get back above today's high, it may be something that you wanna look at. But it's definitely much of a higher risk. But I jumped in on a break of this little downtrend today. And Mortarman wants PPP.
Yeah.
Is this gold mining company? Yep. Yeah, the gold miners and gold itself definitely looks like I didn't even track this. On the gold miners that I've traded before is Nugget. Well, it's not really the gold miner, but it's the ETF. But yeah, now that's a nice break today, Mortimer. Did you participate in that? That was really nice. We'll break down to a 10-minute chart. That thing was out of the gate this morning and did not look back. That was a nice break there.
It's probably after Sage won his gold medal.
Maybe, yeah.
May have spiked the price.
But no, so there's definitely some gold miners and things look pretty good. Nugget is the one I traded last July. I haven't been back in it since then. But it also had a similar break today. It was up 9%, and it was up on volume. So this is definitely one to watch for potential continuation. The thing is, we've got Janet Yellen talking tomorrow, which is may have a play in this. So you do need to be very, very careful. So I think a lot of people are a little bit flocking to safety here in the gold, depending on what Yellen speaks or does. But if she says something that's not so,
taper friendly,
right, or she's over taper or something, it could cause a big move one direction or the other in the gold. So just keep that in mind and be careful with her comments coming out tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. We've got an economic calendar list that we'll go over later in the show, but I think it's tomorrow. Back to some Olympic stuff.
Yeah, what do we got out there? We got that. Who is the?
Well,
I tried to keep up with this, but I saw some. Who was it? One that was gold favorite, female skier, I think, end up with the bronze. I don't know who that was. Bodie Miller. What's going on with him? I think that guy's been he skied at Lake Placid or something, didn't he? He seems like he's been around forever.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I have no idea what. I didn't hear anything about him.
I think he won bronze, but I think he was the favorite too. We're gonna have to build more ski parks here in the United States.
Well, I don't know if you can see this, Jeff, but they were talking about the rooms in Sochi.
Oh yes, and the water
My room and hotel room they gave me is pretty good because I've got a porta potty that has an iPad on it. So I think their technology is pretty good.
Yeah, that looks rather. I'm not even sure why you'd come out of the bathroom.
Yeah, I can actually broadcast from my toilet seat. But this is actually a toilet seat that is available for sale at Home Depot for $22.49. It's a 2-in-1 potty activity seat for your iPad. So I may have to invest in something like that because I have been known to trade while sitting on the toilet. So that would be pretty handy for me. I needed the adult size activity seat for iPad.
So what? Boy, there's so much that can be said about that. As far as the results of trades, yeah.
Hey, Sonny.
But
Sonny.
given that we have a family-oriented show here, we'll kind of shy away from that. But
I had to give a shout out to Sonny. Hey, Sonny. Good evening. And I'm glad you can hear me tonight.
I gotta try and figure out why I feel like I'm Wilson in Home Improvement because I'm looking at the screen and all I see is the top of my hat.
Well, now I don't even see your hat.
Oh, okay. Now I went way too far. Overkill. All right. I don't know where I'm at now. All right, there we go.
But there is
I feel like I'm in a Bush beer commercial right now, Charlie. I'm going to head for the mountains.
Oh, what was this? The women's hockey. Chicks with sticks. This is the one category that I would really like to. I'm gonna follow these chicks on sticks, or chicks with sticks, because they look entertaining as all get up. And women's sports is interesting to a point, and I may take some heat for this, but I haven't found many women's sports that I can watch that actually entertain me. Even basketball, I can't, watch it. Maybe the Final Four, I could watch the final couple games and maybe get some entertainment out of it. But in general, I can't seem to watch it. I think I've been able to watch tennis is probably over the years the one women's sport that I could watch and get some entertainment.
Women's golf you can do a little women's golf too.
No, not really. Even when I've played with women golfing, and I have played with a woman who golfs better than me, it still just was, while I might hack, I don't know, just I didn't really enjoy playing with her. But this women's hockey team looks quite interesting. I like Stocks Age 1. Mud wrestling is always fun to watch. Yes. We actually have midget mud wrestling, I think, here in Dallas at some location.
I'm pretty sure there probably is.
Yes. But I'm going to play this video. Well, actually, I was watching some highlights on Saturday morning of the Olympics, and it was the hockey. And the broadcaster was the men's hockey announcer. So I immediately turned to my TV and, we got hockey on. And started watching it, talking about USA beat Finland 3-1. I was watching some of this. I'm like, wow, that was some crisp passing. And I'm like, whoa, look at that hit. And I actually thought for just a moment it was the men's playing. And then they finished it with the women's. And I was like, wait a minute, women's hockey? I didn't know we really had women's hockey. I really did not know that. So I've done a little investigating, and apparently the women's hockey team is a pretty interesting team, and they like to fight. And they played Canada like some sort of regional going into the Olympics like a month ago. And I'm going to play this video. And I don't know if you can see this, Jeff. But if you haven't seen this, you want to watch this. So I'm going to play it.
Yeah, I've got us up. I've got us muted, but I can play us.
So here it is. This is the... Vester's going long, 97.75. All right, so here is the fight between USA and Canada prior to the Olympics. So if these ladies get together during the Olympics, look out.
Now look at this.
Well, and they probably would be
now another scuffle. Jocelyn Lamoureux, Melody Daoud, and now all heck is breaking loose. Here we go. There we go. Monique Lamoureux and Melody Daoud. The Lamoureux are into it. Now Jocelyn Lamoureux's into it, and Melody Daoud goes after Jocelyn Lamoureux. Brianne Jenner's into it, and Burlington, Vermont revisited.
Welcome
And they
to
are
women's
throwing
hockey.
it. Who says there's no fighting in women's hockey?
Well,
See, Bellamy is into it now with Brianne Jenner. They're chirping, and you knew the frustrations were boiling, especially from Canada. This last shift, the player went flying into the boards.
well, Jocelyn Lamoureux set the tone on this one. Just like the last melee, it was her sister. She takes Brianne Jenner hard into the boards.
Watch his
Melody
check.
Daoust going up, but right here, right up against, there it is. Jenner saw it. Daoust, who's been on edge all night, saw it. Again, sticking up for your teammates. And sometimes when you start this...
And look at the smallest player on the ice, Vicky Bendis. And Cheryl Pounder, don't call this an exhibition game. And look at that. Jocelyn Larocque pounding away too.
What do you think Kevin Dineen is thinking right now? Welcome to women's hockey.
Well, he used
Welcome to women's hockey.
That, yeah.
I am going to follow those ladies. So much so. Hold on.
I think I may have had some girlfriends on that team. And, yeah.
Can we start the USA? USA, USA,
Oh,
USA.
there we go. I think that's that's fine.
I broke out the hockey sweater for those ladies.
And yes, and I would like to point out that Charlie used the proper nomenclature. It's not a hockey jersey. It's a sweater.
Oh yeah, Investor of all people probably realizes that.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Vester's ready to join. Let's bring him on. I'll send you an invite here, Vester.
Yeah, hop on, Vester.
And if there's anybody else that wants to join in on some conversation, just send me your Gmail or Google account, and I'll invite you here.
Yeah, get on with us.
I'm going to move this over here so everybody doesn't see Vester's email in case he keeps that private. Okay, Vester, I sent you the invite. Man, it's getting cold up here in the mountains in Sochi.
It is. I'm glad I've got my my gear on here.
We're under a freezing rain advisory from now until Tuesday night at 6 p.m. And I am so sick of winter, and I live in Dallas. So for people like Vester or those who live in the Midwest or on the East in New York, God help you. Jeff, you poor man. You haven't been in St. Louis for about 8 years, 10 years. You go back and you've already had like 30 inches of snow since you arrived.
Yeah. I show up 2 days later, we get a foot of snow. Then the snow stops, and then it's like 5 degrees, and the wind chill is like 25 below. It's been like we're in single digits every morning. Now St. Louis gets a quote normal winter usually. And okay, it gets a little chilly here. Sure, we get some snow here and there, but this 8-degree crap, and then every other week we're getting a foot of snow. I'm over it. So over it.
Yes, and so much so that I debated for a better part of 6 months whether I was coming to New York for the expo. And I've had this debate with myself pretty much every year for the last 4 or 5 years.
I agree with Mortarman.
Yeah.
F winter.
Yeah. And once again, I am not coming to the expo. I can't take it. I am sorry. I'm not going to be coming to the expo. I'm going to hate missing out seeing everybody. It was great seeing everybody in Vegas. And I'm going to really hate not seeing anybody in New York. But that's okay because I will be in a warm destination. I'm going to get on a plane to the Grand Caymans on Friday, while you all play in New York in the snow, I'm going to be in Grand Cayman for the weekend. And hopefully we'll be broadcasting the show live from the Grand Caymans next Monday night. So you know what that makes, Jeff? We have now Stock Jock and Roll will have broadcast in 3 countries.
That's right.
And many different cities, including. So we've broadcast from Dallas, we've broadcast from London, Vegas, and we've broadcast from Auburn, and hopefully next week we get a broadcast from Grand Cayman.
And with St. Louis, obviously.
Yes, and in St. Louis.
We're live from St. Louis right now.
And sometime this summer we'll broadcast together from St. Louis and bring Grill and Fool on. I think Vester's on now.
And I'd like to throw this out. Appreciation to Sonny for blaming this winner on me. I saw that little post in the chat room.
So why is it your fault, Jeff? Why is it Jeff's fault, Sonny?
Because apparently I brought winner east with me from Vegas, or.
Looks like
your fault. Not your fault at all. Trust me. You can blame nobody but Mother Nature for this.
Hey, Vester. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Vester, how are you, buddy?
Are you snowed in yet, Vester?
Pretty much.
Looks like your lawn is going to work here.
Yeah, I know. You know what? The snow is so high, my snowbank's in my driveway right now. It's hard for my snowboard to get over the top of them, push any more snow. Sucks, but. Yeah, welcome to Canada.
Yes, and aren't you supposed to have some big snowstorm coming in this week, or today, or tomorrow, or?
Well, I posted that on Facebook. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I had saw. And
then that model was canceled.
Oh, apparently you sent it down to New York and Johnny, because now he's supposed to get something, but his could get canceled too, from what I understand.
Wait, they canceled the snowstorm?
Yeah, they're talking for 25 to 50 inches of snow here.
It's centimeters, right? Please say.
No, that was inches.
Oh, good.
Inches?
Yeah, because it's maybe it was centimeters. Yeah, so it was like what, 13.5 to 25 to 50 centimeters. It's just a lot of snow. When you have a lot of snow already, we'll look like Montreal. Did you see a picture of Montreal?
No, I haven't seen that.
We're almost there. We got
Okay.
so much snow. Because it's been snowing almost every day here. Every night after work, I come home, I have to snowblow the driveway. Every night. It's like a routine.
Oh, yeah. I was in Park City once for a weekend at somebody's house, and they had a big storm come through, and it snowed, well, about 36 inches when I was there, and he had to keep his snowblower going pretty much around the clock. It was insane. Insane. That's all he could do was keep his snowblower going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so here's what I don't understand. Why do we not have... I know there are some of these here and there, but it doesn't seem like they're as prevalent as I would have thought they would be. Why do you not have driveways that have heated coils that are built into them? And you just flip a switch and heat the driveway up and melt the snow.
Perfect. I was thinking, are they legalized flamethrowers? I could flamethrower over the driveway. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. But you know what? I see that there's some news come out last week. I don't know if it was Kitchener or somewhere else in Ontario. We're talking about using heating coils on their sidewalks. So they don't have to worry about clearing them off.
Right. I never figured out why that was never... I mean, like with the older infrastructure, I can understand that, not busting up sidewalks and redoing it for that. But if you're going to build a new one, throw some coils in there.
Yeah.
Heat that.
So I'm just kind of wondering how much new building they're doing other than ripping down old, because the trend seems to be ripping down old buildings and then building skyscrapers where the old building was.
Right.
Seems to be the trend, really.
Right.
If you want to talk the nuts and bolts and get hardcore on it, that seems to be what it is. At the same time, though, too, they're trying to bring the new infrastructure in and bring in the fiber optic cable in, so they can get fiber TV in there.
Right. So they don't give a damn whether the sidewalks are snowy as long as you can get cable TV in there.
Bingo. Yes.
Right. Okay. So
because do you really care what the sidewalk's like when you're inside watching high fiber optic TV?
Well, if I can get, Rocky IV or something,
well,
I don't care what the sidewalk. I don't care what the sidewalk looks like.
You want to watch some hot Olympic action right now on your fiber TV. Boom.
Well, that's true.
Kick it in, right? So
then you can get pumped up. You know what? If you melt the snow on the driveway, you can't get all pumped up and amped up and get your adrenaline going and go out and pretend like you're a Olympic snowboarder or skier, because then the snow's all gone. But if you can get your fiber optic cable in there, you can watch the Olympics. You get fired up. Then you go out onto the driveway and you think that you can do Olympic-style skiing.
Well, if you're like me, middle-aged, starting to get little love handles going on, getting out there and using the shovel better than using a snowboard. Get some exercise.
Right. No, I agree with that.
Oh, yeah, I know you go to the gym all the time. I know. I see all your posts. You're at the gym again and again and again and again. I'm surprised you have time out for this show. You're at the gym tonight? Hey, you must be bulking up good. You going to New York, buddy, or what?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, what do you mean, well, yeah, you're going?
Jeff,
I got like a week. Give me a week. I'll be back in there.
Jeff,
I used to run 8 miles a day, Vester. I ran a half marathon.
Yeah, well, I used to run the 3,000 K. I don't know, 3,000 me. I don't know.
He's speaking Canadian again.
Race.
Right.
Yeah. It was a long freaking race anyway. I don't know. I got like 3/4 of the way through it, and it was like, what the hell am I doing?
So Vester, do you pay attention to these Olympics, Vester, at all? Are you?
Yeah, I kind of watched some of them. Believe it or not, softy. I may be a little soft here. I'm going to put it out here, and this goes no further in this room and this site tonight. But I do like watching the figure skating. I like to see how the Canadians compare to the Russians, all right? So I'm watching the levels, and I'm trying to see if there's any boo-ha-ha on that, all right? But then I obviously love hockey.
Yes, and
I missed the biathlon.
Oh, that's just nuts, the biathlon.
I know. I love the skiing. I could never ski. I couldn't ski for my butt. I tried it once, and then I spent the rest of the day watching. Actually, you know what? Watching the Canadian juniors.
How about curling? You're from Canada.
Curling,
you gone curling?
I can watch it. I understand how the strategy in the game goes, so I can understand what they're doing. To watch it, it's like watching paint dry, really. But
yeah, but it's the one Olympic event I could compete in.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm not doubting one iota. It's a good sport. You got to have skill to do it. You got to be good.
Curling shuffleboard on ice. So really, with a broom.
Bull crap. I don't agree with that.
Well, I don't know enough about curling to.
Exactly. You don't know enough about curling. You got to get the right weight on the rock and the right spin on it, and the place.
We're going curling, Jeff.
Yeah.
Before we die, we're going curling.
You definitely got to take in curling so he understands that there's much more involved than just the fact of just throwing a rock down the ice.
Yeah, Jeff will try that though.
I will.
No doubt about it.
Hey, I'll join you guys. We'll be the three amigos. Okay?
So I'm sure. So
that would be awesome, though.
So
go hook up with Vester in Canada and do some curling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got some good ice up here. We could probably do it. You know what I'm saying?
That would be fun as hell.
Now that makes me more interested in not going to Cayman next week and going, go see Vester. But Vester, I think, is going down to the expo.
Yeah, I'm out here on Sunday morning. I'll leave about 9 a.m. I'll be down there about 3:30ish, New York. There just for 3 days. Gonna be there Sunday night, Monday night, and leaving on Tuesday. Back here, and like I said to the girlfriend, let's say suffer a severe case of dementia, and I turn south when I leave New York, and I head to my house in Florida, and I forget that I have to come back home here in Canada. So if I'm not here by Thursday, you might want to call the authorities.
Well, it might be easier if you just take a flight to New York and then take a flight to Florida.
Yeah, I know.
Well, hopefully you're making some money on your place in Florida while in this winter while the snowbirds are paying you.
Yeah, it's a good experience, but it's slow. You know, you get the instant gratification of making money when you trade futures. And then you go, yes, or you get the instant gratification of losing money trading futures, right?
Yep, all the time.
You hope that you're making money. Futures, whatever you trade, CL, ES, gold, silver. Silver been kind of like stagnant lately, but did do like a 1 cent move at least today. Bonds. You can trade bonds. You can trade the Russell, the TF, or you can trade the D. You can trade the Dow.
That's my product.
The Dow. Why would you trade the Dow when you trade the ES?
I like the Dow much better.
The Dow tick is a lot lower than the ES tick, right?
Yeah, but I like the Dow much easier.
Well, you may call it much.
I stay away from the ES nowadays. I've been trading 6E, 6A, and the Dow, and just every once in a while some equities, but pretty much that's it.
I would have to tell it, put it out here right now, anybody getting into future trading at all should never, ever, ever touch the ES. You guys agree with that?
I would agree with that. Yes. I think it's a good place to start, though, because you need a place to learn but expect to lose money.
So the first place to learn your first 5,000, go on the ES.
Yes. But that is the reason I moved off of ES, and I looked at TF first, and it was TF had much better moves, but it was still a little volatile than I like. But I've come up with a strategy on YM that seems to work very well, so I've stayed with that strategy in YM.
6E is the micro euro, is it not?
6E is the euro dollar. Yeah, it's the basically
euro dollar. So
it's the futures.
It's
the M6E is the micro.
6E
6E is the euro, EURUSD, essentially the forex of that. But the 6E is the futures, and 6A is the Aussie dollar. And
I pushed myself on the ES and like a 4-year program to try to wrap my head around how I trade this electronic piece of crap. And it's pretty much what it is. Out beyond everything that I do as far as using my stochastic, my volume, look at what gap areas are, look at drawing trend lines in, and everything else. And beyond it, if you don't try to rope this thing in and get some control on it, it's very hard. And that's why feature trading is not for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you really need to find a good system to come up with and trade and stick to the rules. To me, it's the only way to do it is to have a set of rules and test those rules. And if they seem to be good working for you, then you move forward with 20 trades with it and see if that strategy is working for you. And if it's working for you, you continue until it no longer works for you, and then tweak it as you can. So I've been trading the 6A and 6C, and I've got a system for it. And the 6A has been just fantastic the last few weeks, and 6E has been too. So I'll post my in the chat room. I posted my results from last week, from the week of February 3rd, and I only had 2 trades last week, but both of them were winners, and it was for 332 ticks in the 6A. So
that's good.
It was very good. And I trade the 6A on a 240-minute chart, so it's a longer term. So they're pretty longer hold trades. And the 6E is a smaller time frame. It's a 1-hour chart on the 6E, but I've had much better success on the 6A so far. And the YM, the YM I trade on a 2500 tick chart, so I'm in and out, and usually sometimes in the same day, and sometimes I can hold it for 2 or sometimes it'll go 3 days, but very rare.
Yeah, very rare. I do more than 24 hours, but 90 was my position on the long today, and now we're sitting 97, right? I got out of my 90. Now I took another position here long at 97.75, which is where we're sitting right now. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that a long from the 90 to the 97 would yield you 7 points at $50 a point, times the cards you have. Now, what kind of patience and what do you use to help keep you in that position is off of what equates out to what you make. We already know what, hopefully at this point, we can set it as stop loss. And I think anybody that trades for a living knows that if you put a stop and you put it too close, every time they're going to come and fill it and go back up.
Yes. And
right. And I think that's kind of what we talked about, right, Charlie?
Yeah, we were actually, Jeff and I last night were looking at the strategy that I'm trading, and the one thing my initial I'm still have a concern for is when I take my initial entry, my stop is pretty far from my initial entry.
Yeah.
And I'm using a mix between a parabolic SAR and the ATR trailing stop. For the stop. And when I first make my entry, my risk is much higher than I really like. So sometimes it's only 2 to 3% of my account size, but other times it's gotten up to 5 or 7, which is not what I really like to have.
Yeah.
And so
on that point on the risk reward, I just want to comment on Anthony's trade last night. You know, he won his 4 ticks, but what concerted me was he said, I'm looking for 4 ticks with an 8 tick stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a risk reward level that I'm willing to take a trade at.
Well,
do you see how that's not right?
Well, that's still on mine. My risk reward is it's close to 2 to 1, but depending on where the entry is, sometimes it's almost just 1 to 1 or just over 1 to 1. And I don't like it when it's there, but in your system, you still have to take it. So it's
okay, so when you get tuned enough and you're a good enough trader, you should be at a 1 to 1 or less than that, right?
Yes, you should be.
And then at that point, you're saying, oh, because you're a good trader, you can direct the markets? No.
But
I think based on X, Y, and Z, what I'm looking at, yeah, I'll take the risk on that. But I don't like that double risk on a profit area. I like a double profit to a single risk is what I like to do a trade. I don't know. You want to comment on that?
Right. Well, if he was scalping, you said it was 4 ticks?
Yeah, it was 4 ticks. He got his fill. So right. That's good. I was watching it.
Right.
Got it.
So he is probably has tested where he thinks he needs to have that stop at without it. I mean, what is the normal rotation of the ES is 2.5 to 3 points. So depending on that entry, his stop needs to at least probably be 2.5 to 3 points before you even really think about scalping in some cases.
Yeah, but the thing is there, if you lose on that one, how many trades does it take you then now to get back to you?
Well, yeah, you've got to have a high winning percent for that.
So you can look at a couple things. You can look at high probability setups. There's double stochastics. Johnny has on the site, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The stochastic move, and you know, as an experienced trader, they don't always work, right?
No, not always. So you need to know.
So you need to look at longer term trend charts. So 5, 15, 30, 60, 4 hour. I don't think you need to go to a daily, other than when you get up in the morning and you open your eyes up.
Well,
look at the daily chart and see where you are as far as the candle is, right?
A good case of that is the double stochastics will be, he has them both where they're oversold and undersold. Well, if you're in an uptrend, you may not want to take the oversold ones, but you may want to take the ones that are, you know, that are undersold now or hit some sort of support level. Those are the ones that you would take in the uptrend. If we're in a downtrend, you may lay off the long double stochastic and look at the short double stochastic. So yeah, like you said, you have to kind of look at the time frame you're also in at the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Were you guys up this morning early at the Open?
I didn't hear you.
Were you guys up early at the Open this morning?
I was, yes.
So do you see the NQs making new highs, higher days, and the Russell just tanking?
Yeah, but that's a lot of the Russell. The Russell does that a lot, and then it'll come back. But it definitely, I definitely prefer when the Russell's leading.
I definitely prefer the Russell's leading than the NQs as far as the ES.
Yeah,
yes.
I prefer when it's leading, but the Russell can be a little, little nutsy like that.
Well, I didn't really see the volatility in the Russell like that until today. I haven't really recognized it. But, yeah, that was pretty bad. But I did see it coming off the lows. And the Dow, I don't know why Ben never mentions the Dow. He doesn't talk about the Dow at all. Kind of strange. I don't know why, but he doesn't. But I was watching the Dow, the NQ, and the Russell coming off the lows when I called it a long push on this, what I saw in the ES as far as the setup with the stochastic and everything. And it pushed up nice. I got the trend line underneath there. I mean, I can't deny it. It's been a nice move up. And so I did good today. Down $12.50 right now. Why am I trading? Anyway.
On your long that you took?
Yeah, well, we're right at R1 pivot. So I know we're going to have some scrimmage around here. I only have one on this. Oh, look, if it doesn't break my trend line on the lower here, it gets to it, I might add a little more, take two. If we get the breakthrough of the scrimmage of this resistance line, maybe I'll take it and get it up to R3.
I've got a
18.
I have a 3-minute
1800 level. So
3-minute.
It is.
I have a 3-minute chart up right now, and it's basically been sideways for the last hour. And my TTM squeeze has gone red. It's been red now for several bars on the 3 minutes.
You use a TTM, do you?
About the last bar, yeah, it is the one thing I do. I do
utilize. I posted one TTM. Have a TTM on it. It's not open. What's going on there?
I combined the TTM with the MACD and basically like the ATR and the DMI cross. Those
all right.
Three
DMI. I do like the DMI. I don't use it. I put it on, but I kind of like the results on that DMI. But you're cross-referencing with a bunch of others. Begs me to just say,
like here on my
candles
on this bottom left chart I have in here, I've got the YM, and this is just a 233 scalp with the parabolic SAR and the ADX, and this is also a pretty good little indicator when you get the ADX break above 1518, signaling up, and the parabolic SAR has moved up. It's also usually sometimes a very good little signal in the YM for a scalp if you're looking to scalp.
Yeah, and let's reference to John Carter. John Carter was my son. I raised him. Fed him bread and cookies and gave him computer charts since he was 2.
Do you know, have you heard of Rob Booker?
Yeah, I've heard of Rob Booker.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and he interviewed John Carter over the weekend down in Austin.
Nice.
So he'll be putting out an interview with John Carter probably in the next week or so. So
it's not going to be at the trade show in New York?
Oh, I don't know if he's going to be at the trade show in New York. It looked like he was heading back to California.
If John Carter shows up there, I'll pay the $175 for his class. I'll go.
Yeah, I don't think John has to probably go to New York. People will pay $4.99 for his class. So, like, there was a few weeks ago when he made. Did you see where he made that $1 million day in Tesla? Yeah,
I saw that.
So yeah, it was like on a Thursday. He he traded Tesla, and he was long options, and he was long. Oh, how many stocks was he long with it? Maybe it was 1,000, but
Oh, had to be at least 1,000.
I think he was. I'm wanting
talking that kind of money.
I'm wanting to think 10,000, but I can't remember.
10,000 probably more realistic.
Maybe
that kind of money.
Yeah,
maybe it was, but he did make $1 million on that day, and I said to myself, so why does a guy who makes $1 million on a Thursday on one trade want to do a webinar on that Saturday? Because he had a webinar coming up. I'm thinking, if I've made $1 million, I am not going to probably be doing a webinar. I'm heading to the Caymans this week, and I'm making a deposit.
I can tell you, if I made $1 million, I would not do any webinar. I'd be in the Caymans and
Well,
have fun.
The thing that somebody told me though is he charges for his webinar $499 that he was having on that Saturday, and that he gets so many people who purchase his webinar because he's good. And so because he's good, he gets a lot of people that think that they can do the same thing.
Yeah, but who's good?
Well,
who's good?
Well, John Carter. And and so if he gets out of that webinar 500 people to pay $499, he's just made another $250,000.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why he does the webinar. And I thought to myself, yeah, well, okay, I might stick around Saturday to do an easy webinar for a $250,000.
So $250,000, I'm going to charge you $600. You listen to me for like 15 minutes. I'll tell you the secrets of the world, how you're going to make your money, and your money is well spent. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. And you look at XYZ. If XYZ equals 2, you're good to go.
Yeah, and instead you'd be so much better off paying for Johnny's subscription, where you basically have 8 hours of his, attention during the day, keeping you in the markets and teaching you over a long period of time, as opposed to 4 hours for $499.
Yeah, as an active trader on the ES market, I also trade stocks. Now, do I have the time to research and find the best stocks? Absolutely not. I absolutely rely on Johnny to provide me for the counts and the setups for what I want to take position on on my other trading accounts. And I want to take it and put a position on and take it and then forget about it. And then get back and focus on my futures trade. You know what I mean? I can't take and focus my energy on both of them. I can't invest that amount of time to take and look at all these stocks. That is the premium service that you're paying for with Johnny. He does all that research, and he busts his ass. He does. He does a hard job. He does a hard job given whatever market condition you have to deal with. He finds the best stocks to take the best absolute value position to get into. And that's what I like, because I don't have the time. I don't want it. I want some BS to do it for me. Right?
Yes.
And that's it. That's it. And so that's what Johnny does for us. The man does an awesome job, and kudos off to Johnny, because he busts it in and day out, and it's got to be hard for anybody that trades, who's a trader, knows it's hard to make all these calls every week, every day, or whatever. It's a hard thing to do because you're trying to do your best for your members, given whatever the market condition is. Market's going down or going up. It's a hard thing to do, but he finds the best, and he searches, and he spends lots of time researching all these things out. So if anybody thinks they're not getting a good deal with DTRS, I think you're wrong. I think if you joined here, you're going to be more than happy with what the service you get.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
The same $499 spent for 4 or 6 hours with John Carter, or $499 spent on probably more than a year of service here, is so much better for you. Especially as a new trader.
You want to spend $400 and get this is what my bot does, or you want to get Johnny's intellect and his intelligence and what he looks at as far as what are the stochastics doing. Johnny is good enough to teach, not just provide levels.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah, exactly.
And of course, for
and
anybody
that makes a difference.
and anybody that's going to New York this weekend will get to meet Johnny and RPM and the gang. And boy, I sure wish I was going, but I just can't take winter, so I'm not gonna make it.
Well, I'll throw this out there. If you've not met Johnny or RPM and Algo X, those, Algo X, some of those guys, that you are completely missing out. That was an absolute blast in Vegas. And here's another thing I want to throw out too, Charlie. Because we might have people out there that are listening, but they can't get to the chat room because they're not members. So if you want to hop in the chat room, you want to interact with Charlie and I, everybody else, because there is a ton of great people in there. Go to the quickest place you can get a link is go to StockJocknRoll.com. Yeah, I'm, pumping up our website, but go to StockJocknRoll.com, and as soon as you get there, if you look down on the right-hand side, there's going to be a link there that is going to be a 30-day free trial for day trading radio. And that way you can, if you sign up for that 30 days, costs nothing. You can listen to Johnny during the day. You can get in the chat room during the day. When Charlie and I are on here, you can get in the chat room and throw some stuff out there to us, be able to communicate with us and all that stuff. So go check it out. Costs nothing, 30 days. Great opportunity.
Piece of cake.
And you get to interact with other traders throughout the day. So if you're home and you're doing it by yourself, you definitely want to have other people involved, and you'll find some mentors in the room. And hey, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I didn't know of Vester. Now I know of Vester, and I can't wait to meet Vester. So
yeah, sorry, I met you too. No, I'm kidding.
I think we did meet
in New York, right, bud?
We did meet in Vegas 2 years ago, Vester.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's right. That was right.
You didn't know who I was, did you?
No, I was pretty new then. So
yeah. Yeah, who's this guy? Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember.
Well, this time I'm showing up in a tux, so you'll know me.
Okay.
Well, not a tux, but I'll be in a suit. I'll be in a suit at my best.
Well, I need to take me a little soda break.
I should be wearing like a swastika. I don't know. I going to an Irish pub we are. So, hey, you're going to New York. What time are you getting in, bud?
Oh, I'm not going to New York.
Are you not going to New York?
No, I'm going to Grand Cayman instead. I am going to the Cayman. So.
What the fuck was with that? Why are you going to Grand Cayman?
Because it's going to be sunny and warm, and there will be no chance of snow. Zero chance.
You don't want to grab the balls of the bull in New York.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you. I saw the low one night on Saturday night or Sunday night. It could be 22 degrees. Not happening.
Forget about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you're going to be inside drinking beer. You'll be fine.
Whenever we get a forecast above 40.
You want to dip your feet in the sand, right?
That's where my toes are going. They're going in the sand.
Yeah. I got that.
Yeah.
Well, you snuck it up.
So do you know if Johnny's going to broadcast the Sunday night like he did last year?
I think that Johnny said that our parent was going to hook up something there to put it up.
Okay. All right. Well, at least maybe I can catch some of the action of it.
Yeah, well, forget you. We're not going to stream it to you. Caymans. You don't want to join the party, you're out of it.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes. I won't suffer too bad.
Yeah, I figured not. But anyway. That's why you swim.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be pretty cool. I think Johnny RPM actually, I think is going to bring something down to stream something up there. So if members get on that night, it's a Sunday night and it's after 8:30 p.m. So if you ties it into the feed, it'll be sometime after 8:30 towards 9 o'clock at night. Members that are not in New York can probably stream in and see some funny characters.
Oh yeah, the
Saying
one
hi.
the one last year was fun to watch. I watched it like 3 hours online last year, so it was entertaining.
I won't be on for an hour and a half this time. Trust me.
Yeah, last year it was the camera was right by the pool table, so everybody kept coming around the pool table and playing, and of course most people at the pool table are the ones that are drinking, so it was entertaining.
Yeah, my girlfriend wasn't drinking, and she killed everybody at the pool table. She cleaned them all up.
Right.
Paid for our flight home.
Good deal. Good deal.
Awesome.
I'm just kidding, but she was not drinking, and she was kicking ass on the table.
Yeah.
Now, I kicked her ass this spring. I think she let me. But I was drinking that night, so yeah, when I played her, yeah, she kicked my butt big time. But yeah, I let it happen. You know, gotta make her feel good.
Right.
You know, you gotta do that once in a while, though.
Well, guys, I need to take a break. So why don't we take a break and Vester, you're welcome to stay or go, but
I'll hang on, throw some tunes on or whatever. I'm
gonna throw some tunes on here, and I need to get a refresh of my beverage, and so we'll take a break, and
I think I need to run to the bathroom. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So what
agree, amigos.
So what do we
Five?
got? 5? 5. Yeah, probably about 5. 5, 10, somewhere in there.
How about 12? I'll take us to 10:40. 10:40.
So do you have an Olympic song we should play?
I do, but
No, I'm not.
Hear
The Canadian anthem?
No. You want to hear that again, do you? You heard it so much.
Canada.
Oh, Canada. Good thing you got athletes because you're politicians.
Is there Muppet Olympics?
Yeah, there's Muppet Olympics, I'm sure. Hey, we got gold today.
We do. Where's most guy?
You were number 1.
You got gold. You got gold in what?
1,500 men's sprint skate.
Okay.
And I think it's going to get 2 or 3 more, by the way. But what's up with the Netherlands jumping way ahead there, eh? Small little country. All I say is kudos, good for them. You know what I mean?
Steroids.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're tested. But you know what? They got nothing else to do, right? So prepare for the Olympics.
Yes. Yeah. Now I'll start with our general song, Jeff. The one that we love and come to know, the freaks come out at night.
Oh my God. I'm out.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be back.
We'll be back. All right. Later, guys. Taking a break. We'll be back with you shortly. All right. We are back. I'm watching this. I don't know. This is speed skating final lap.
I got that on too.
And there was like some guy from France that was like 8 foot tall, and then everybody else was like 5 feet tall, and well, they just whooped his butt.
So we've got jockeys speed skating, essentially.
Essentially, it's what it was like. There was this wipeout though. That was cool. I loved seeing the wipeouts.
Yeah.
That guy went down.
Down.
That stinks though if you're an Olympic athlete and you have that happen. The guy that did it was in first place too at the moment. What did he do? I didn't have to go back and see what he was looking at, but
yeah, what did happen there? You know, the other thing that I wondered about those guys is what's the deal with the hands behind the back? Now, I understand that that's probably some aerodynamicity type thing or whatever, right? But to me, these guys look like a bunch of skating butlers. Because when the butler comes to the door, does he not have like the hands behind the back in a polite manner and, hey, hello, sir.
serve you a tray of goodies.
Right. Well, I do. Maybe they should. Maybe that would be
Girl Scout cookie time. So,
well,
the butler can bring Girl Scout cookies to my house.
Well, that could be a possibility too. Why is my laptop not? God, I hate computers.
Sonny says it's for speed. No drag.
Well, I kind of figured that, but
let me teach you the butler.
But why just cut your arms off?
There was something I don't know. It was on Saturday. They did like a 30-minute preview of the Olympics, and they were talking about the technology that goes into the USA. Like the ski suits and everything to make them so sleek and aerodynamic. The amount of money and stuff that they put in them, insane amounts of money that are being spent. And I actually heard Johnny talking about this on the radio today. Is that, hey Motorman, thanks. Have a good night. That the Russian athletes make a pretty good coin when they win gold medal. They're paid pretty handsomely. Let me see. There was from a tweet where I saw that. I think it actually was Futures Trader 71 who tweeted that. Now that I think about it, so let me go to his, and I can pull that up and share it in the room and see if that. Yeah, I think it was Futures Trader.
And that was.
Yeah, it was Futures Trader. Here's his. Here's what it is. Russia's paying athletes big bucks for winning medals at home this year. Business Week article. I'll post this in the room. And
yeah, that's a good idea.
So this article states. I don't know where Dan went to, Vester. You have to unmute your mic if you want to come back in. So I pulled up the bonuses here. Actually need to read this a little better. But the highest, let's see here, gold, the highest paying, let's see, Russia won 15 medals in 2010, but it's paying big bucks for winning at home this year. See. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, well, I pulled up the results there. The Winter Olympics. So it was Canada at number 1 with 3 gold, 3 silver, 1 bronze, total 7. Netherlands was leading the pack with 3 golds, 3 silver, 1 bronze, total 7. So I'm trying to figure why they're number 2.
So
3-3. Let's see. 3-3.
So,
Canada was a 3-3 and 1. They were a 3-2 and 2. That's why. Yeah.
So apparently,
Canada with 3 golds, 2 silver, 1 bronze. Netherlands with 3 golds, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze. That's why.
Kazakhstan, or however you pronounce it, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan,
yeah, they're paying their athletes the most, $250,000 if they win gold.
Yeah, well,
wasn't that where Borat was from?
Boy.
Oh, speaking of that, you know that when they had the little circles there to open up to the rings, the flakes.
Yeah, the one that didn't flake.
And the one that didn't open, and the story came out that the guy that engineered that got stabbed to death.
No, I didn't hear that part.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, Canada should pull right out of the Olympics. But apparently it was all fake. Bad news story.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is good.
So, I don't know, they're trying to think that Russia's so hardcore, that's what they do. You failed, we kill you!
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey.
But, anyway, it turned out to be a false story. did a follow-up, saw the original story, and then did some more research on it, and found out it was absolutely false.
Okay,
That's good. That is good. That is good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, did you know Joe Lex?
Joe Lex. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. He worked for Continental, and he's down in Houston. I don't know if you remember. Continental and United obviously merged a few years ago, but
Right.
he has been over there for the last like 3 weeks, over in Sochi, and what he's apparently, I don't know if he went on a volunteer basis or what, but he's been over there, and I think he's been accepting and working the charters that come in from United Airlines to Sochi for the games. So
Right.
Said Lucky Dog has been over there for almost a month, and he took his he's a Green Bay Packers fan, and so he had one of his flags out there at like the ski jump or whatever, and he says I claim this land for the Green Bay Packers or whatever. But he was saying that all you hear about is the dirty water, everything being unprepared, potholes missing, and
Right.
he said he hasn't experienced too much of that. He said his hotel's been pretty nice, the food's been good, and of course a lot of people were concerned about his safety being over there, and he's had no problems, and I think I'd love to be over in Sochi if
Yeah.
it would be great to be it'd be worth going.
What do you think about the fact that they're not filling up the coliseums with people?
I read that today, Vester, that
Yeah,
there's disappointment of as a matter of fact, look at this downhill right now that's going on. You can see the fans in the stands. It's like about 80% full, and that's one of the things. Like for the women's hockey,
Right.
they only sold half the stands, and so apparently I guess there's some issues behind people that had purchased tickets, and to get the clearance to get in, and you have to get some passes, and there's some long lines for stuff, and I guess maybe some people just decided not to deal with it who are local.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of thinking maybe the security went to above the A level, made it tough for the B level to get in.
Right.
The C level you don't want, but made it very frustrating for a lot of people to try to get into these events.
Yeah,
what prevent a lot of people from going? I have no idea. I can't believe there's not interest in Russia, but then I don't know Russia, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go to Moscow. That would be a great trip.
Wouldn't be my
I think
wouldn't
so,
be
too.
my top pick on choice of place to go.
No, it would not be my top choice, but I would love to be able to visit it there for a week. But so hopefully they do get participation. But anyway, Joe was over there, and he talked about the conditions, and he didn't. A lot of it, is hype, and a lot of it does get overhyped. And while there are probably problems, they took the city from nothing and trying to turn it into something huge,
And in a fast way,
right?
to where they got it.
And it's
And they
it's
didn't
cost
get everything
them
right.
much more than they ever anticipated on top of it, and time finally caught up to them.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, things are going off pretty well over there. Now, hopefully, we're early, but just you just hope that everybody stays safe and insane, and let these athletes from across the world compete and don't have anything stupid happen over there. That's all I really hope for.
I guess the only problem I have to say that because I was an athlete, in the back of my mind, I think that something's going to happen to me when I'm here.
Hey, did you take your
And I can't put myself at my best
You're-
advantage to my edge to get to.
your little
gold.
ES trade is in the money now?
Yeah, I'm good. I just got an E. I just got He said, yeah, take your province. That's what it said. But yeah, I got a little buzz in my cell phone that says, guess what? You're good. So I'll take one or just hold.
So
I just hold. I got one on this. Who cares? Go. Go, 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 guys, go.
Well, let's see here. My YM, where's my YM at? Hang on. YM is still doing okay. It says not to get out just yet, but momentum is slowing here. So
yeah, it's slow.
Problem is, it's just a terrible.
If you can count
terrible time of night
50 sheep
trade
in 2 minutes in your head from left to right, and the market hasn't moved, it's slow.
So with the countries paying their athletes, that's pretty cool. At least some of those countries, at least maybe some of them can make some money, because the ones that are coming from the USA and the hockey players are paid pretty well, whether they're from the USA or Canada or Switzerland or Russia. They're all paid pretty well, but a lot of those athletes, don't make any money unless they. Maybe a U.S. athlete or a Canadian athlete who does medal several times gets some sort of endorsements later for leaving.
Yeah, but what about the guy that places 26 in the biathlon? He gets nothing.
Yeah, he gets nothing. But if you place 26, you get nothing.
But he was there to represent the country.
Yeah, he got that. He got
to get some kind of monetary contribution to his efforts to actually be there to represent Canada.
I would probably disagree with that, but
or be there to represent U.S.
I think you need to medal to be paid if you were going to get paid. Now, they can certainly help pay for
I would agree with that.
They can pay for expenses and things, but in training, they can provide the training and the facilities.
Yeah, I'm talking cash now, 1.5 or got to run. Carry on.
But you got to have you have to have a country too that's not completely absolute bat-ass crazy too. Because remember the World Cup? What about the Colombian guy who scored the own goal?
Ass crazy like that? What are you talking about?
Yeah, and
it's not going to happen, right? Never.
But he ended up getting killed over that.
There you go. It's pushing. TF here is about to take out
and why
today's high.
For that?
TF here is about to go. NQ. It's getting a little push here. YM at a new high is 15,781.
Sometimes I get a little signal. Maybe it from God. It says, hold on. I don't know.
What do you think about the hockey, Vester?
Oh, I can't wait for the men's to start. I mean, the women's is good, but I really want to see the men play. I want to see a Canada-U.S. game. Hard.
Yes, we may have to do a live show for the Canada-USA game if they actually play.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting for.
I
kind of a little upset as a Canadian why our downhill skiers seem to suck bad. Because we have some good conditions here for them to train. So there's a lot of things that are not happy with the government here. Just like you guys aren't happy with the government there. There's a lot of things I'm not happy with the government as far as their programs here. I know that they were promoting the figure skating back when I was in high school. Okay? So taking me back 20 years.
Right.
Two of my best little girlfriends were in the figure skating program. And they had to do a couple hours before school, a couple hours after school, and weekends to go work on them. Trying to build them up. See if they were good enough to cut for the athletes for the Olympics. So I know that Canada was running that program because I saw it firsthand. I took two of my beautiful little girlfriends away from me for hours, right? But they don't seem to push on anymore.
I think he said that in plural, Jeff. Girlfriends.
I did say in plural.
I caught that too, Charlie. I thought I did.
And we don't seem to put a lot of emphasis on that. We had, I think, a guy come in about, what was he, 12 or 14? I mean, I really don't care about him. I'm watching my trade right now. Up 2 points. But I might just take that 2 points and just say, good idea. Or I'm going to just hold it and see what it does.
We'll just leave it under.
It's going
Leaving under that last candle.
Yeah, after that last candle. That's what happened.
You know.
Broke the pivot. So the next resistance is 1800. That's what I called earlier today. I said if this thing goes, 1800 is my call. So I do it after hours here on this live on this show. Wouldn't that be awesome?
All right, here's my tip of the night for everybody in the chat room. If you're listening, there is a gentleman who is what I call returning back to the blogosphere, and on Twitter that if you're a trader, this gentleman is a must follow on Twitter. And his name his name is Brett Steenbarger. What is Vester drinking again?
No, I'm not.
He's clapping for his yes.
We have 1800. You fool.
1800.
Yeah. What did Vester call today? Said we had 1800. Yeah. Took till like 11 o'clock at night, but yeah, we did it.
All right, so I'm posting this in the chat room. Brett Steenbarger, he wrote he's a psychiatrist, a trading coach, and he used to write a blog. It's probably the best blog on the internet for trading. Unfortunately, he had to stop writing his blog back in July of 2010, which was almost 3 years ago, and he had to stop writing it because of the work that he was doing no longer allowed him to write. Well, this gentleman is back, and he's going to be releasing his first publication on February the 14th, which is going to be Friday. So he's
Valentine's Day. So show him some love.
He's got probably 2,000 posts, and this stuff that he writes is golden. And if you're a new trader, a trader that's been around for 10, 20 years, this guy writes some really, really good stuff. So this is my recommend Twitter follow, Brett Steenbarger. He's been an author of a book, Trading Psychology, Enhancing Trader Performance. He's going to be back writing again. So
who talks about it? Who trades it makes money?
Do yourself a favor and follow this guy. You will appreciate the stuff that he will be putting out.
Really? Does he talk about following candles?
Does he talk about what?
Does he talk about following candles?
Fallen candles.
Yeah, falling candles. We see if this one builds and this one goes up. This one here, as long as they build.
I'm sure he talks about some technicals. See my TTM. Do you see the TTM squeeze though work beautifully on that?
Everybody relies on so much indicators, and this is the best guru system in your imagination you could probably trade on. Does anybody ever go back and focus on the candles? See what the candles are doing.
Well, that's your first place you start. Price is candles, and that's...
Yeah. Well, you know what? Too many people don't do that.
Oh,
that's sick.
No, that is true. But no, this guy Brett Steenbarger is worth. He's worth every bit of information he ever writes.
So beyond candles, what can anybody write? Begs my question.
Oh well, check out his stuff. That's all I can say. He will be worth any reads of his blogs.
What?
Where's the toilet paper that was in that bag? Oh, I just checked.
Oh.
Somebody about Wipeout?
Yeah.
Well, not on there.
Oh, yeah.
I got okay, Charlie. We talked about this earlier, and I'm gonna segue here to the Olympic theme. Okay, you had your Commodore 64. I just found this video. Okay, I'm going to put the link to it in the chat.
Okay, and then you can play your video and screen share it.
Why is this going on?
Well, I don't know how I screen share it.
Oh, there's screen share at on your thing. Screen share and grab the video. And
so I can play that on ours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
This is my old one.
All right, so I got the link, and then where do I go to screen share it?
It's on one of the things on the left side, like, you know, where you go for the toolbar. It's one of the things to screen share. Click on it.
Screen share. There we go.
It'll open a box in your icon at the bottom, and then allow you to click the screen that video's on. Let's see if it works.
Okay,
Yeah, I got it.
Works.
I got 1,800 seller anyway from 97.75. See if it feels.
So I got your screen up.
Okay, so do I have to do anything else?
I think you can probably just go full screen on it and play
So
it.
if I, boom. What is it? Okay, there we go. All right, let's start from the beginning.
And if we can't hear but I'm not sure if we'll be able to hear it. But so this is a good test for us.
You got it? Can you hear it?
Hey, Mosca joined us. He's in the room. Hey, Mosca.
No, I don't hear anything.
No, I don't see anything either.
No, either.
It says Virtual Console Winter Games Commodore 64. Okay. All right, I see it. But I don't hear it, so... Yeah, I don't hear it, Jeff. You'll have to send me the link.
Screen share failed. I think I put the link. I think I put the link in the. Did I put? No, I didn't put it in the chat room. I'm gonna throw it in there. Mosca, how you doing, buddy? Mosca saw our Muppets from the other night with Jimmy Fallon, too.
Yeah, and it was good, too.
You know, Jimmy Fallon's not a bad singer.
I didn't know he played drums either.
I didn't either. And he was playing guitar the other night, too. Now, I don't know if that was real, but...
Well, he was playing drums.
Yeah, he was.
All right, so I'm going to play this video. What is it? Did I have started any place or just started new?
Yeah, you just throw it up there from the beginning. It's a little winter game. So while you're playing it, we can talk about, because I had sent you that note earlier.
It's 1985.
Right. All right, so Vester, did you ever have a Commodore 64 or a 128?
I had a Vic 20.
Okay, a Vic. So did you ever play like winter games or summer games too?
Oh yeah, I played summer games.
Okay, those are the best games ever.
Yeah, well, I liked when technology advanced, and I used to go play what was that, Tron on the.
I remember the ski slope. That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming back. I remember playing that.
Yeah, it's come back now. Yeah. Tron was my fave. I used to spend half a paycheck on Tron, a big game in the boat shop. Yeah. Yeah. I used to do all that. Yeah. Freaking right. Yeah. So the first one was that, and then when I started my computer training, they brought out the abacus. And training on the abacus. And, well, really? I think my cell phone at that time could do better than the abacus. But anyway, as rudimentary as it was, if I had one. But anyway, then we moved on there and we started computer programming. And we started with the Tandy Radio Shack computers. And it was the cassette player. You can imagine today's computers that originally started with recording bits and bytes on a cassette player.
Oh yeah, yeah. Putting the cassette in there.
TRS-80, yeah. Muska, you got it. Yeah, and that's where we started. And now I'm fighting hard, hooting tooth with the best technology of today. If I don't get an i7, with 20,000 gigs of RAM, I'm not happy. You know what I mean? So, go from where we were a kid to where we are now. Now think about the advance that we did from there to now. I think about our kids from here.
I remember that on
where
the
they
ski
go.
jump.
Eh? So.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
dying. Oh, we finally made it. I'm watching the ski jump, and I remember that crashing all the time.
This is like me talking, and they're not watching or hearing me at all. They're just watching something else.
Ooh, look at
No, we're
that.
hearing you. We're looking for.
Well, I know where our net worth is. It's reading the toilet.
These games were. This was like the best ever.
Get on, yeah. But it's good to remind the old members here that the old candies, yeah, we were on them. Did it?
Yes, I remember the Commodore 64. I had one of those.
Vic 20.
And then I think it was a 128. I don't recall if I ever got a 128, though. And I don't think I had a computer for a long time after that because it went into like Nintendo and games.
Right.
I remember I felt honored that I had a TV when I was a kid down in the rec room, but it was a black and white.
The next time I really remember a computer was pre-Windows 95. What was it before Windows 95?
I think 95 was my entry level. I think it was one lower than that.
95 is when the real leap that Microsoft made.
Oh yeah, big leap to 95.
Right.
98.
But I was on something before 95, and I can't remember what it was, but 95 was certainly the big leap.
It was what operating system was Commodore running on?
Isn't it more towards the Apple type operating software?
But that's
that out as a limb. Maybe that where it originated coming branched out of. Maybe.
But that's about the time too that Apple had. What did they have? What was their first? When they first came out, that was like mid '80s too, right? Because they had the big Super Bowl commercial, which is like considered one of the best ever. But it wasn't long after that it was the Mac, right? Wasn't that the original?
Original Mac.
That was the original Apple.
Yeah.
So I Googled the operating system for Commodore 64. It was the GEOS 8-bit operating system. GEOS.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, GEOS. Yeah.
GEOS 8-bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. No, nothing.
And all
Sounds
new
like
computers run on 64-bit.
Yeah, it was GEOS. It was the Graphic Environmental Operating System.
And we're looking at 64-bit as the best thing today, and it'll be like 3200-bit.
Right.
When our kids grow up. All I'm saying is that if we can provide this infrastructure and this education to our kids when they're young, they start with this, which is nothing that we ever had. I can guarantee anybody that's my age, I'm a 46, and I dare anybody that was at 10, never had anything like this in their life and this technology.
Come on, Vester. You know 300 baud modem was the greatest thing since sliced bread back then.
Exactly.
You'd dial it up and hope you'd get that carrier connection.
Yeah. So guess what? You know what? Technology is leaping further ahead than we are growing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thank God. Maybe we'll see something better in our lifetime, right? Because we are aging. But I can guarantee you there's no abacus in the schools anymore. At least it's going to be like an i7 chip computer that they're going to introduce to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're going to do that for a reason. They're going to try to advance these kids to the next level. Try to keep technology and our whole purpose of life advancing on further and further and further. But
you got to keep them grounded, though. At least, make them print something on a dot matrix.
Yeah, make them print. I'm trying to get my daughter to try to use nothing but the pencil and the paper, let alone
and Jeff,
calculator. You know what I mean?
Don't forget to turn your screen share off, Jeff.
Oh yeah, wait, where am I? I gotta figure out where the hell.
That's loud. But anyway, that's just what I think about it. Is I think that as much as far as they want to take the technology, I think that we have to make sure our kids understand that there's a reason why we got here. And I do think they have to have an understanding that, you know, you have to be able to not use a calculator and actually do some long division and multiplication on paper and fractions and learn all that. Because if you don't understand all that, you will never understand how the computers work. So I like to think that the schools will take it to a level that they make sure that and they ensure that nobody will be above grade 6 gets the hard lessons on the math before they introduce them to computers and goes on. And whether they start with an abacus or what. But I just don't want to see the future generation maybe something further than I think. Master traders beyond I could ever scheme about, because I don't have an idea what they're thinking about, and that's the way they trade, and so they're trading in their way, and I can't trade.
Hey, you know what? Here's my thinking. Get a piece of graph paper and a pencil and a ruler out.
Yeah. If you can't do simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, I don't even want to talk to you, because to me, you're stupid. Sorry,
No,
but that's the way it is. You can be way hung-ho. You can tell me what the Intel Pentium chip runs at as far as a bias rate and benchmarked against all these other ones. But if you can't cook toast, you tell me you're going to cook toast. You're going to cook toast. You pop it down in a toaster. It cooks it. You don't cook it. Oh, I'm going to cook some eggs for you. I'm going to cook a hamburger. And guess what? I'll put this one pre-cooked in for 3 minutes, not 30 seconds. Comes out like a little round hockey puck. And this, well, you got to hear it. You got to hear this, because this is true. This happened. And I was working in the kitchen. I was the chef. I was running it. And this student, he was a graduate of Queens on his thesis. Okay? So I had a bunch of these burgers pre-cooked because we got a big rush in every day because there's a boat tour right next door to us. So people come in, back on lunch and go. So I pre-cook a bunch of burgers, like 3/4 of the way, right? You put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. They come out just perfect. Put them on the bun, put the fries on, salad, ship it out. Well, I told him 30 seconds. He put one in for 3 minutes. Come out, I kid you not. Talk about a Canadian hockey puck. It was about the size of a loony or a toonie and hard as a rock. And he put it on the bun and he was going to put it out there. And I'm going like, what the heck are you doing? You can't do that. I mean, we can eat that. You eat it. Yeah, you eat it. That's what I made him do. I said, hey, you ain't shipping this out to my customers. You eat it right now. I made him eat it. That's what you do. That's tough love. But that's what I made him do, because he's stupid. And this guy is supposed to be so much smarter than me because he graduated Queens and was in his thesis. But I was so street smart in the kitchen, and he had no clue. So that kind of puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
That's one way to learn. I'm with you.
Well, it happens every day. It does.
Well,
yeah, just go to McDonald's.
Yeah, you can go to McDonald's and you have a favorite one. Maybe the one on the east side is good, the west side is not good, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it's all the people in there. That's what it is. So.
Well, I'm gonna have to cut into you guys, Vester. We have to let you drop off now. We've got basically 35 minutes left in the show, and I want to get to some back testing here.
All right, good. I'm good to go anyway.
On the show, and see if I can get this to work. I had it working over the weekend, and I've been playing around here the last few minutes while you guys were talking, and so far, it didn't work again.
Well, good luck with your attempts, and thanks for having me on, guys, and take care.
Thank you, Vester, for coming on. Enjoy having you on with us.
These guys rock. I was hoping we talked a little bit more about the Olympics, but since we're kicking butt here in Canada, they didn't want to do it. So, So that's it. I'm going to say goodnight, and you guys take care. And if you're not in New York, too bad for you.
Yes. Enjoy your time. Stay safe with the snow coming in and everything. And
yeah, forget about it. No snow on that side.
Investor Euro is a good time, man. Thanks for hanging out with us.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, kick me off. I don't know how to do it.
Okay, I'll kick you off.
You know what, Charlie? I think we need to start using these backdrops like all the time. It's kind of cool, actually. You look like you're sitting right there in the mountains.
Yeah, I am. I'm in Sochi.
I feel like I'm looking at like Bob Costas.
Well, do I have the big pink? Do I have the pink eye?
No, you look better than Bob, actually. There's no pink eye there.
No pink eye. I didn't know what happened. I was watching. I think it was Friday night when it was on, or maybe it was even Thursday night. And I saw Bob Costas, and I was looking at him. I'm like, Bob, have you been drinking or something? And I thought, what's going on over in Sochi? And then I heard the next day that he had an issue, but I didn't know he had an issue.
Shouldn't have drank the hotel water, Bob.
So Nufa wants me to check out IMAX. I'll take a quick look at IMAX here, and then I'll get back to some back testing.
It's kind of like the Tony La Russa thing. Remember when Tony had the shingles?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where Bob's at, I think. Well, although not nearly as bad. Tony looked like he was potentially on death's doorstep.
So let's see. IMAX has been in a downtrend pretty much since emerging markets went into a downtrend back in early November. Got the 50-day turn down. Basically, it's in this channel here, this down channel. Close to getting a MACD cross on it, and we did have some volume come in today on it. Nice little volume pop, but still did not close above the 8-day or above the 21-day moving average today. So IMAX still looks like it has a little work to do. It's trapped on the 200-day. All the moving averages are moving down. So right now, other than a move maybe back towards this upper channel, which is you're in the middle of the channel now. If it got back above Friday's high, I could see it move back up maybe to this channel, but the 200-day. So there's got some possibilities. There's some, still seems like it could be a little early to get involved in IMAX. If we broke back above today's high, I would look to get back in on some kind of reversal in the morning. If it would break down just a little bit and then break higher than today's high, then that's your entry with a stop below the low here from either the low from today. That may be a good risk reward, but right now I think at best you're looking is just to test the upper of this topper channel here. You've got a lot of these moving averages starting to trend down, and it's going to be running back into it. I'd wait a little bit, let this run into this resistance up here, base out again, and then, if you're looking for something longer term, swing on IMAX, maybe something a little later, a month or two down the road. But maybe a swing back up to this upper trend line, see how it acts, but it's got a lot of overhead resistance in here. So your risk reward is just not, you could probably get by with risking about 75 cents for $1 or $2, which isn't bad, but that's all I would look for is to this trend line.
Right.
All right, so let's take just a quick music break,
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
And then I'm going to see if I can get this back test to run. What I'm trying to back test, everyone talks about essentially kind of the 8 and 21 day moving average on the crossovers, and how I want to look over the last year and see how that back test on a few time frames, 15 minute, a 60 minute, and a daily chart, just to see what kind of results that we do get off of a very simple clean back test. And but I have some charts up here on NinjaTrader I can't show you, so let me go back to my profile for working new main. All right, so this should get us back into. So we're going to play a couple song break, and we'll be right back, and we're going to look at some backtesting in NinjaTrader. All right, that was a little bit of the Beatles during that music break. And give you a little bit of an idea of a back test here in NinjaTrader. So I don't know if Jeff, you can. I don't know if you can see the screen or not. So the print is kind of small. So what I have here is a strategy on YM. It's a 15-minute strategy, and I ran this back test back to June 1st of 2013 through the end of close today, and ran it on the YM only. And so this is some of the power that you can use with NinjaTrader that is just absolutely amazing. And if you're trading the futures, the best thing I can tell you is to build your own little system trading and rules. And new in the room. No, this is part of NinjaTrader, and you can also, it's a free download to try too, and you can even try it using daily data. So if you go to, you can go to NinjaTrader.com, or you can go to StockJocknRoll.com and click on the NinjaTrader icon to take you there, and you can see the free download. So this is an example of testing a system trade, and this is on a 15-minute time frame. I am not giving the actual parameters of this particular trade. In the future, I will show some parameters that you can potentially use and start to tweak. But this is a trading the YM futures on a 15-minute time frame for basically the last 8 months. And what it will tell you running this trade is, and I only did this from the long side, and the reason I've done it from the long side is because the long-term trend is up. So you will find it advantageous to trade your system with a trend in place. And since the trend has been on a long-term factor up, you will find most of the longer trades working out. Now that may change at some point if we end up breaking the long-term trend. And what I mean a long-term trend would be something broken on a weekly or monthly time frame, some sort of trend line break, which we haven't encountered that or even gotten close to breaking the long-term trend. But in this particular example, and I don't know how I can like zoom it in closer. So, but I will try to point this out. You with me, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I don't know if, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it on DTR. It's a little hard.
It would be easier if you can go full screen. If you have a full screen, definitely go full screen. I went full screen on my other monitor with it here, and I can see it fairly well where I point out. So right now, I am.
See. So for anybody, just real quick, Charlie, for anybody who is on DTR and might be watching the video, so we go full screen by, because like I'm looking for full screen right now too, and it's not showing me where to go full screen at.
Well, it depends on maybe what you're looking at, but usually you'll find a little icon that will say like a square, and you click on it in full screen. I'm on just the day trader side. I'm not on the I'm not in the, what do you call it, when you log in you get the panel login. I'm not on the panel login, so I'm not sure, but there should be a thing to click to go full screen. Should be pretty easy to find. If you use a computer, you should be able to find it. If you can't find the full screen, you probably don't need to be trading. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but I've got that. I've got it up right now. There's not a. It's not like YouTube where there's like a little. Never mind.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. See,
I
knew it was there. It was right in front of you.
So for anybody out there, so what you do is go over the screen. You're gonna get a little box in the middle of the screen. Just click it. Boom. It'll pop the full screen up for you. And I'll polish up my resume, because after that little bit of idiocy, Charlie's gonna fire me after the show.
So there's a fallacy out there that when we take trades that we always have winners. Every trade's a winner. And be the first to tell you, every trade is not a winner. But you have to learn to control your risk. And the number one game is in the risk management of your money. And lots of people will say don't risk over 1% to 2% of your account for any one trade. And that is very good advice to heed to. I do have a strategy that goes up towards 5%, and I get a little uncomfortable with that one. But it's still working for me. And as I continue to build the capital, that 5% will eventually come down. But here is just an example of a strategy. It's a 15-minute strategy that this is the back test since last June. And in this, the net profit over this 8 months is $14,150 on this trade. This is minus commissions in here, because I didn't account for commissions in the back test, which you can do. The gross profit on it was $326,000 over that time frame. The gross loss was negative $311, which gives you your difference of $14,000. If you move down a little further, you can see the start date and end date of the back test. So it started June 1, 2013. And end date is February 9th of 2014. And I'm not going to go into complete detail yet. This is just an example. But as the weeks progress, always in the last hour, we're going to dive deeper into the back testing. And we'll then spend some time just looking at this section and going over exactly what the profit factor is, what the cumulative factor, what the max drawdown was from a bad trade. And then the next time we'll move down. Some of this is pretty explainable. So start date, end date, pretty explainable. The total number of trades during that period, the system traded was 461 trades, of which only 43% was profitable. So the system's not even considered 50% profitable. The trick is, in this case, is good risk management and placing the stop in an area that once once the trade is not going in your favor, and you know, your, call it your, what's the term I'm looking for? Your edge. Once you no longer have that edge, and the trade didn't go in your favor, to stop out and control your risk management and wait for the next setup.
Trade moxie. You have to have trade moxie.
You have to have trade moxie in a sense is once you develop a system, you have to stick to the rules. There are no exceptions to that.
Discipline.
You have to stick to the rules. So where was I going with it? So the average winning trade on this was basically 0.21%. The average losing trade was 0.16%. So you have to know that this is a 15-minute time frame. So it's a very short time frame that you're looking for. Max consecutive winners I had in a row on this is 6. The max consecutive losers in a row is 9. So at one point, and just think if you tried trading this and you started with 9 losers, would you continue that trade? A lot of people probably wouldn't. The drawdown after 9 losing trades, you know, depending on the time frame, would be substantial. This system averages 1.8 trades a day. So rounded up, averages 2 trades a day. And the average time in the market is 228 minutes. Average bars of 15 of them. And the profit per month and maximum time to recover. And we'll get into some of these other things later, including some of the things that's really important is most average MAE and MFE. This is most favorable excursion is the MFE, which is the trade going in your direction, and you want to have a lot more of that than you do the MAE, which is the most adverse excursion. It's the trade, the heat you take against you. In this case, the MFE is greater than the MAE, which is what you want, which is where the result is of the positive $14,000 on this particular trade. So the other thing that the charts will show you, it will actually go in and give you examples of where your entries and exits were on these trades. So I'm going to move back here. Here's one of them. So at, oops, where'd it go? This is great stuff. Try this and toss it and have fun with it. Good luck.
Yeah, and beat the hell out of your CPU.
Okay, so on this one, this is on YM. The buy was at 15,630. The exit was at 15,749. Here, the buy was a loss right here. The buy was at 1574. The sell was at 15,729. The risk management got you out of the trade before you had a substantial loss. Here's another buy, 15,667, sell at 15,778. Here's another one, 15,439, exit at 15,666. So the green ones are the ones that were positive trades. The red ones are the ones that are negative trades. And what you're obviously looking for are longer green trades and shorter red trades in your system. And you can see the red trades are very small. So this is why you don't have to be right 100% of the time, because you won't be. And if you're right 100% of the time, you're not listening to day trading radio. You are making money hands over fist. But so even in this particular strategy, not being right 50% of the time can be a productive strategy. And so this will go back. I can chart and go all the way back through the 8 months and look at every trade in the system. And then this is, just a 15-minute chart I'm looking at. You can also graph how the system did during the time. So it started back in June, and the system was making money, but didn't make money between August and September. And when you go back to the markets in August and September, going long during that period is when we were in a little bit of a downturn. So actually on a 15-minute chart, if you knew you were on the daily and you only wanted to trade the daily need uptrend, you would turn the system off when the daily's in a downtrend. But then going back to September, where we had the nice little run into the end of the year, the system became positive again and ended up positive. It will also show you every execution of your trade, where you got in, where you got out, so that you can, go back and evaluate them. It will tell you, let's see here, the period. So this is by month. It's breaking it down as well, and the number of trades per month, the winning percentage. The best month was in December, where 57% of the traders were winning trades. The worst month was in August of 2013, where only 29% of the trades were winners. And so this is just a very, very rough look at backtesting a strategy that you come up with. So if anybody wants to send me an email with a potential strategy they want tested, it could be a moving average strategy, something very simple. You can send it to me at prolongwealth@gmail.com. That's prolongwealth@gmail.com, and we'll try to set up the strategy and what instrument you want to run it on. This instrument, I ran it on the YM. When I run this test on something else, like the NQ, the system is actually a net loss. So right. The instrument, so this is a 15-minute, the instrument can have a big difference on your profit and loss total. Matter of fact, you could come up with a strategy you're running in ES, and if you run it against all the other indexes, you may find that your strategy that you had in YM or in ES is a whole lot better than one of the other ones, like the NQ or the TF or the Euro or the bonds for that matter.
Yeah, it's all gonna change based on, depending on time frame and strategy. What are you trading? What time frame are you trading on? All that stuff. But like Charlie said, shoot him an email. We talked to the guys at NinjaTrader, and their guys are really good about helping out with some of this stuff. If there's something that Charlie and I can't help you out with, we can find the answer somewhere. So throw a strategy together and throw it at us and see if you want some help on it or whatever. Just advice. So we'll dig a little bit deeper on another strategy, and I'll provide what the inputs are behind the strategy the next time, and we'll test some that we make up. I'm watching. Oh, great. I'm watching the news here in Dallas. And, Jeff, as you know, we've got those high-rise bridges everywhere. Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks to the ice, you know what happens.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun day tomorrow.
Fun commute.
Yes. So total net profit on this is $14,150 if you would have actually implemented this strategy, minus your commissions, which you have to take into account because there were 461 trades. So your commissions would come off of that total net profit as well.
Right.
So you have to keep that in mind too. But just wanted to give you just a sample of what backtesting is like on NinjaTrader and the power that I ran this backtest in like 3 minutes.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg too. I mean, Seriously.
Yes, this was a simple strategy, very simple strategy. Any of you could come up with this simple strategy.
Right. And Charlie and I have talked about this, but we met these guys in Vegas, and they went through. They showed us the beta for the Ninja 8 that's coming out. It's phenomenal. I'm still learning the technical side of stuff, but just from the side of a fundamental guy, a stats guy, and all that stuff, and just to see the capabilities of what this thing does, it's amazing. And Charlie's put this stuff together, and
like I said, the efficiency of it. Once I had the strategy together, to run it, and the data that it has to pull in, I pulled in this data in like 2 minutes.
Right.
You know, a 15-minute trade chart for the last 8 months. It's a lot of data that it has to pull in.
Right. It's amazing, and boom. You look at it, you look at the numbers. Did it work? Did it not work?
It is a start of what you have to do in order to begin trading a particular strategy in the ES or the YM or the NQ or any futures, any futures product that you choose. Right now I'm spending all my time in 6A, 6E, and YM. I'm working on bonds at the moment, the ZB, and playing around with seeing if I can get a 5-minute strategy to work on the bonds. And I know some people that do have a 5-minute strategy, and I'm trying to see if I can figure it out. But so anyway, we only have about 10 minutes left in the show.
It is good stuff, and like I was saying before too, Charlie and I we've developed some contacts with NinjaTrader too. So if you guys have questions, throw them at us. We'll pass them along to those guys, and they're great. Those guys are great.
Yeah, and if you are going to the expo in New York City, when you get there, there will be a NinjaTrader booth. You can stop in and also mention that that you saw NinjaTrader on our show, and maybe they cut you a little deal on it. But
they might.
Either way, you can download it for free. You can even get a demo account for 30 days for free with live data to Kinetic, which is our preferred data provider.
Kinetic's awesome. Those guys are great too.
So if you're up in the New York Expo, stop in the NinjaTrader booth and check it out. I think you will be pleased.
Tell them that you heard about them from Stock Jock and Roll. Yeah. And that's not, and that's, that sounds like probably a shameless plug or whatever. But really, we talked to those guys, and,
well,
if you, talk to them, tell them that you heard about it on the show or whatever, and the guys will, they'll hook you up. They'll be cool.
Oh yeah, they are, and yes, it is definitely a shameless plug. I have no doubt, no doubt about that. But
right, but yeah, really good guys.
So check out NinjaTrader. Go to New York, check them out.
Yeah.
So we got 10 minutes, Jeff. What's going on next Monday night? Our show is potentially on, potentially off. I'm going to be in the Caymans, and we're going to try to do a live show from there. It's going to be 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to see if I could find like an outside beach bar that has Wi-Fi to do the show. And at a minimum, we hope to do probably an hour show. But I won't probably know until Sunday when I start checking out a few of the areas for Wi-Fi where I could go do a show.
Well,
but
yeah, I'll do some research. We got it. You got to get on from Grand Cayman.
Yeah, TVC Pro Trader is asking, guys, did you have 9 losers in a row? Yeah, in that back test there were 9 losers in a row. but the losses are risk managed and controlled. So again, as long as you're winners and you're developing very favorable excursion, then there's no reason not to necessarily trade that. Now you can make some tweaks to your stops and your risk management to see if you can cut down those losers. There's some things that you can do in there, but I don't have an issue with a system that would lose nine in a row potentially, as long as those 9 in a row are risk managed during the trade. So you may get 9 in a row. That 9 in a row probably came in August, and
right.
Where
Plus,
it did
compare them. You have to compare them to the winners too, though. And what's the differential there too? I mean,
yes, you're right. And when you go back and look at August, here's what it is. We had that downtrend right here in August, where I think this was one of the 5 to 7% pullbacks. So a long strategy during that time frame didn't work out very well. We also had some of these gap downs, and it was a tough month. So if you have a long strategy, you can go ahead and say, I'm only going to trade that, say, when the MACD is positive and the trend is up. So here in August, when it rolled over, you could have turned the strategy off.
Right.
And so that's the part of testing your strategy and coming up with what it is. That's why I can do a 15-minute strategy, and you could probably have 1,000 different ways to trade it. I might trade it different than Jeff would trade it, or TVC Pro Trader would do it. Some people will just turn on the strategy and they follow the rules. Some people are going to follow different rules. So, but what you do need to do is to test your strategy out, to first find out if what you're thinking of is favorable or not. Does the system give you an edge, and are your risk controlled?
And that's the greatness of the way NinjaTrader especially allows you to backtest, because you can look at that and figure out, okay, well, I had 9 losses, 6 wins. How are you calculating the losses? And then compare those to the wins. Maybe your 6 wins way better than the 9 losses, possibly. Or that also allows you to see the opportunity to hedge your risk too. Maybe you see a trend there. Maybe you see a cycle. There's a ton of ways to look at that.
Yeah, and TVC Pro Trading is asking some questions. Did we take it 6 to 12 months back? Well, this one we took back 8 months. Do we run it forward? Have not run this one run forward, but this was just one that we just created for the show, TVC 15. This was not. This is just showing you. This example is only to show you the basics of NinjaTrader's backtesting strategy. Over the next year, we are going to get into very detailed, in-depth coverage of a strategy. That's why we're also asking if you guys, if there's somebody on here that has never backtested a strategy and they'd like to send us a potential strategy to start and test, we will do so. So in this case, TVC 15, this is just showing the features of the back test. It's not going into complete details about forward testing or walking it forward, or even, how would you turn on such a strategy live? This is just showing the capabilities that if you're really successfully want to trade the futures, that you need to be back testing your strategies, forward testing your strategies. Don't go in just trying to stab at the market, see I'm going long here, I'm going short here. You really need to develop a system. The system is the way you will become a profitable trader in the futures market.
Well, you also have to have a dynamic system too. So you can't just you don't want to boom.
ES gonna break that 1800 level here. Is it gonna get that 1800 level? 1801 and a quarter level? Can I say hey? YM just made a new high, 15,786. Is it gonna break down the 1800 wall? All right, well that about does it. Does it for the show. Again, next week we may have a 1-hour show live from Grand Cayman. It'll be the third country we broadcast from, and about the 5th or 6th state we broadcast live from. So we hope it works out for us, even if we can get on the air and say hello. Of course, a lot of you will be in New York. Hopefully you all in New York have a fantastic time. I know if you're going to be hanging with Johnny and RPM and the gang, you'll have a fantastic time. And thanks.
Tomorrow morning, Charlie, this will be the first time I'll be able to I'm going to get on. I'll be able to get on in the chat room and on Johnny's broadcast in the morning. So I'm going to have to get in there and stir up some fun.
Yes, do that. Do that.
I haven't been in there in about a month.
So we need a closing Olympic song. Anybody got a closing Olympic song?
We've got to. We got to go with the background here going forward. I like this. I like feeling like I'm sitting out here in the mountains, and then I'm looking at you, and you're like looking like you're getting ready to climb Everest or something there.
Well, we're live in Sochi, so we have to have mountains in the background, right?
Well, I mean that's true. I mean, right.
So wherever the next big event is, we can go live with our background. So when they have a government shutdown, we'll put the Capitals in the background.
Right. I got to figure out how to do that because these are like the canned Google backgrounds, even though they are cool. But
yeah, we'll have to check into that a little bit more.
All right. So what do we got for what's a good closing Olympic song? Boy, I didn't think about that.
Let's see. Closing Olympic song.
What do we get? We got any song? What do we got in the hopper here? Let me take a real quick check here. See if we got anything good that we can put in here.
Well, that's not so Olympic.
I was going to say that didn't sound. All right, let's see. I got
Olympics. Let me put Olympics 2014. Maybe that'll give me something a little bit. I was getting all this Olympic stuff from London. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. I'll just go with the Olympic fanfare and theme.
John Williams.
I don't know who it is.
You could. You know what we ought to close with? Go find the Buglers. Can you get Bugler's Dream? That's the age-old Olympic song.
Crap. Might help if I spell it correctly. Yeah, I got it. John Williams.
Bugler's Dream?
Bugler's Dream.
All right, perfect.
We got it. So everybody have a safe trading week. I know we didn't get much into the economic calendar, but watch out for Mrs. Yellen because she will be out and about tomorrow. Watch your gold tomorrow. Watch your dollar. And watch the markets.
And watch out for some yelling because somebody might be yelling.
somebody probably will be yelling after she speaks. So, all right. We're out of here. Have yourself a wonderful evening and go USA.
Absolutely. Stock, Jock, and Roll.
Good night, everybody.
And we are out.
What the heck was that?
Nice work, people. Well done. Very solid work.
Another day, another opportunity to impress everyone.
Well, guys, I think we've all learned a valuable lesson here today.
And another adventure draws to a close.
When I say good, you say bye. Good?
Welcome home. You're listening to the best non-professional advice show on the planet. On your home for overnight low-back session. This is the Stock, Jock, and Roll Show on daytradingradio.com.